Yeah, what's going on with YouTube is Don. No, let me stop. It's October 4th, Saturday, 2025. Um, I thought I'd do another video. I ain't gonna lie to you. Shit. I think I want to start at my biggest regrets, bro. What were my biggest regrets? What was my biggest mistakes? In life, a little bit, not really. Dude, I make some strong coffee, bro. Oh man, it tastes like mud and gasoline. My biggest regrets, um, in life a little bit. It had to been. It would probably have. It would probably be that not having any discipline during the years I was training in MMA and stuff, and having to hear my mom's lectures and stuff. Stick with it. You can only fight for so long, and all that partying, drinking, smoking every day, bad diet. That's taxing on your body already, man. I ain't gonna lie to you, especially when you're younger, bro. All you're doing is just adding more problems to the fire and everything. Kind of type situation, really. My biggest regret is, I would say, not listening, not studying. It's fundamental, bro. Um, and when I did gain knowledge, I didn't do nothing with it. That's the worst thing in the world, bro. The most powerful thing is in the world right now that I know of, that I was told, when knowledge is applied, it becomes powerful. Um, my biggest regret is not taking my career seriously. And not listening to the people around me that saw potential in me. Partying and drinking and smoking, bad diet and staying up, not giving your body rest. You can one day you can train 12. There'll be one day where you're just like, I can go 20 rounds. You go 20 rounds, 5 minutes, and you get outside of training, you smoke a cigarette, and it feels like it all went away. It's just that simple feeling, like you don't want that tear down. Which is, I'm not gonna lie, as I gotten older, I do smoke a lot of weed when I'm training too, sometimes. But my biggest regret is, like, literally not sticking to my craft, not listening to the adults around me, um, drinking all the time, smoking cigarettes, bad diet, bad health. That's when I was getting up there in age and doing my own thing with life, and kind of moving out my mom's house, in and out the house, jumping house to house, couch to couch, bro. That's probably my biggest regrets, is not staying disciplined, and not staying disciplined to the sport that I love, and what God gave me. Like I said, just party and bad diet, and uh, having the wrong friends around you that don't even know anything about the sport, versus you got brothers that I call that actually do the sport, after they're kind of after your best interest. If you get along with your fighters, your sparring partners, your coaches and stuff like that, because sometimes it can be a pick me battle type situation in those environments too. But at least it's not like backdoor shit. You out there in the streets and stuff. Um, but I will say this though, wrestling in high school gave me the biggest discipline, bro. It gave me the biggest discipline in the world, bro. Wrestling, without a doubt, gave me the biggest discipline. I seen the hardest of the hardest cry and quit, bro. I seen football players quit. Um, I seen chicks throw up, bro. I seen dudes throw up. Um, I remember one time our coach, he was out the Marines. Uh, Whenever we do push-ups, we sit down, he sit up and stuff, and he would wait. He'll do those pauses and stuff. I remember one time, my forearms right here, they were burning so bad, bro. It felt like my bone was. It felt like my meat was marinating. Like the shit was falling off the bone type shit, bro. Like, bro. different breed, bro. Just the workouts and stuff, man. Gruesome cardio, running 12 laps, running miles every day, push ups, cardio conditioning. Um, and biggest takeaway with that is if you're in, I don't really have to speak much on college kids about this shit. I mean, if you're in high school, middle school, you kind of get away with it. You're just a kid. If you're in high school or college, bro, you already know, bro. Whatever you do, when the holidays come around, do not splurge, do not eat. Don't do it. I see one of the best light heavyweights I wrestled at my high school. Bro came in after Thanksgiving. We had to go in. We got the Thanksgiving vacation thing, of course, at school, whatever. But after Thanksgiving, a couple of days after Thanksgiving, you would have to go to off-season training, I guess, during Thanksgiving weekend or whatever. The dude came back 50 pounds overweight, and then after that, his whole career went down spiral, bro. This dude, he didn't go to college for wrestling. I don't know what he did with his life. I hope he's alright, but bro came back 50 pounds overweight, bro. And this is the same dude that told me, man, I'm not gonna eat any Thanksgiving food, bro. I'm just gonna be downstairs just on the bicycle. I'm like, true, true, true. Which is bro, I ain't gonna lie, bro. I won't. If you ain't know anything about wrestling, making that weight cut at the last minute during a meet, that's the scariest shit in the world. You better make a weight cut, bro. And if you make it at an even weight cut, bro, you're solid. I ain't gonna lie to you, you're solid. Your fear goes away, and you ain't gotta worry about the coach over your neck and hearing his voice. Yeah, no. I stick to fruits, vegetables, waters. If you do eat Thanksgiving food, Christmas food, holiday food, try to eat the lean turkey meat if you can. I know that sounds boring. Vegetables, have your pie here and there, but it's about discipline, bro. That's kind of what sports is for, you know. That's kind of what we're lacking, you know. And I'm kind of glad Donald Trump is bringing back like the whole PE thing and health thing and all this stuff and stuff. But it starts when you're a little younger, bro. Cause I didn't start wrestling to eighth grade. I didn't know what discipline was till I started wrestling in eighth grade. And as I got older in high school, all the way up to my senior year, man, crazy world, bro. And I think 2015 I graduated. 2016 when I got into MMA, mind you, during my years in middle school and high school, I was always in boxing and wrestling, so it was kind of like put together from the jump, you know. Kind of like the old UFC fighters, old school fighters way back in the day when they just used to do wrestling, boxing, sprawl and brawl, trying to get taken down, um, um, or do the takedown if you are a wrestler. But yeah, 2016, discipline, bro. Me and my homie, we would go all over Chicago from the suburbs, sometimes to the ghettos, the hoods. They had boxing gyms. We go to events. We go to each other's garages. We would go to different gyms and stuff and meet fighters, talk to fighters, spar with fighters, work out, exercise, have books and stuff like that. It was pretty cool, you know. Um, but the biggest thing I learned was you gotta have discipline, bro. I can't preach how many times I don't know how many times I can say that. My mom used to jump down my throat. There'd be days where I woke up hangover and you smell like alcohol. You and what happened? You were in training. Why you got all this talent God giving you? Why ain't you using it? I was younger and dumber. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. It is stupid, bro. But every guy kind of goes through that, man. It's a phase, bro. And especially when you get older, that alcohol shit it catches up on your body, bro. Mix your with just working a 9 to 5, bad relationships. It'll cause you to drink more. Trying to figure out life as a young man. Uh, I think the biggest thing you can resort to is discipline. Like I said, bro. And if anything, I ain't saying cut everything out. I mean, you should, but like I said, I'll smoke weed here and there, and I still smoke weed, bro. But I don't really drink liquor anymore like that. I don't really smoke cigarettes like that anymore. Which is quite funny because I was watching some tobacco. I was watching some tobacco videos on YouTube, online or whatever too. How to grow your own tobacco leaves, the Dominican leaves, uh, just any kind of leaves, tobacco leaves and stuff, to roll weed up or whatever. But yeah, man. I don't know. I'm kind of a nerd like that. I like plants and shit. I tell you all the time I like to smoke weed. I ain't gonna lie to you. I want to grow my own someday. That's what I'm working on, is learning to grow my own stuff. No matter what it is, and grow my own stuff, and grow myself as a person. And that kind of starts there, you know. And that's another thing. I used to work in my grandmother's garden. She has a big ass land with my grandfather. We would grow plants all day. We just water, we just dirt, shoveling, cow shit, dirt, manure, growing strawberries, cucumbers, kales, greens, everything you need, bro. And instead of just going to the store all the time, sometimes we did, but in a little country town, they just go to a butcher shop, or they just get vegetables out of the gardens. And, you know, whoever decent people they may run into, get connects from or whatever, you know. So I wasn't really country fed. I kind of was, but not really. You know, I still eat city food. I still eat country food. So, but like I said, man, the biggest thing is discipline, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you, cause I ain't gonna lie. Even being in a bad relationship, my boss even told me one time. She even told me, and God bless her. Thank her. I think to this day I still replay those words in my head. You know, you don't want to you you want to be totally focused on what you do in life, especially in that type of sport. You don't want to be worried about some girl or something, and something's going wrong, and you're not in the right headspace during a fight, and you get knocked up sideways. Now you're in a hospital. Although it happens a lot, but it shouldn't have to happen like that, where you're just so desperate on. It's like a substance, a girl or a substance or something like that. You have to be disciplined always. You have to be in the right state of mind always, especially in that type of sport, bro. Yeah, y'all some viewers, y'all seen what it's like. And I'm not just talking UFC, I'm talking about fighting all around. Y'all seen what goes on, bro. MMA in general. Um, that's my biggest regret, to be honest with you. My biggest takeaway now is this: try to live a healthy life, because it's so much going on out here in the world. Try to eat the best you can, get some rest, train as best you can, try to study fighters, study athletes. If you're in that type of world field, or if you're still trying to pursue that after high school, college, whatever, and things didn't work out in that field, you switch over to this field, like I see a lot of people doing now. You know, even actors and YouTubers getting into the fight world. But definitely out. And I know I spit a lot about the 9 to 5, but if you can work a part-time job that's flexible to keep some income in while you're trying to build your base as a fighter, or your business, I do that. You know, don't get too attached into it, but keep that discipline. Always have discipline, bro. Especially when in the sport that I'm in. Um, listen to your coach. Listen to your sparring partners if they have more experience than you. Well, definitely listen to your mom. If she, you shouldn't be going out drinking out with your buddies all day and night. Da, da, da. You're putting your body through pain. Get some rest. Versus 4. Get some rest. Listen to your body. Study as much as you can, bro. It's worth it, bro. Don't let anything distract your brain. Everything is just an echo. You know what I'm saying? To keep you distracted, you know. And sometimes the distraction is entertainment, but you can't get caught in too much distraction, because then you'll be looking at the face of the barrel your own self, like, damn, you know. And I'd say, to start off, man, that's what I did, bro. I started day by day, just going on walks. I know in my last video I said I was walking to work, but it literally, I don't know what it was. It was like the universe was like, I have to get you moving, bro. You can't just keep having it easy, bro. I have to have you do something physically other than just working. You're meant more than that. So I guess it took the universe to the car for our car to break down, my girlfriend's car to break down. So I'm walking to work every day. Then when the car kind of started working a little bit, I said, okay, let's just play it smart, get what we need. We'll work. We'll just start doing. We'll just start to do the DoorDash and stuff. We'll start doing Grubhub. We'll do everything to make a little bit of money here and there, even though I'm working a 9 to 5. But in the meantime, I'm gonna get a jump rope. Start off with a jump rope. Start off with walking. Start off with jump roping. Get to a pull-up bar. Start doing push-ups. Um, all that stuff. Start on eating healthy a little bit. Start working on your diet and everything. Really, it's just really your diet. But if you've been smoking, drinking like I've just been in the dumps or whatever, bro, I just focus on cardio too, bro, a lot. I'm talking about early 2000 Diaz brother cardio type situation, bro. Dagestani cardio, bro. That type of situation, bro. Um, yeah, that's what I would focus on. Really, is just diet, cardio, and strength and conditioning. But first, it starts with your discipline. It starts with the mind first and everything. Um, Cause fighting's fun. If you take it seriously and you love doing fighting, you love fighting for as a sport, you can get far in it, bro. You can actually make a living out of it, And then while you're fighting, build up your base, build up a business under it. Because you can't fight forever, bro, but you can watch and just let the next generation go on and try to be in the midst of it, but you gotta sometimes stand to the side and not be greedy with it at the same time, bro. Don't gatekeep the shit. Um, but yeah, hold on. But yeah, that's what I would do. Just start working on your mental discipline. Start working on your health. Start working back on training. If you preoccupy your time, just chill out with family, play the video game, man. Just don't get caught up in the streets. Don't get caught up drinking so much, smoking cigarettes so much. Um, Vapes, cut back on that shit. Shitty diet, cardio, work on the cardio, work on the diet. Um, and if you do get far in a little experience, be prepared. Because there's a lot of good dudes out there, bro, who's been doing this and wasn't as bad as you, bro. If not worse, bro. Not gonna lie to you, bro. The fight world is crazy, bro. Even though you see your favorite fighters out there smoking, drinking loud, you're not there yet. Don't do it. Or sometimes people's bodies are different. Still, I wouldn't do it. Stick to weed, bro, or something. You know, HCC, THC, CBD don't matter. It don't matter. I used to go into training how I say this. I'd be days before training and sparring. I would travel back and forth from one city to the other city to go train, and I'd just be before I even go to training, I'd just be down bottles of vodka and shit, bro. Just going in there, going like 20, 10, 20, 10, 12, 20 rounds and shit. I'm bothered, but that shit catches up on you and stuff like that. And yeah, man, just when I first kind of started, I couldn't breathe for shit. I was throwing up, like throwing up bad, and everything. So, but it took time for me to get used to. It took time for me to get used to it. After the first couple of weeks and stuff, and that's when I kind of just cut out drinking and stuff. And the art of fighting is beautiful, bro. It's like music. It's like anything else in the world, bro. The dark arts, you gotta learn the dark arts to protect yourself in the streets with the shit that's going on. The dark arts can do anything, and all that. And the dog's barking. So, yeah, that's my take on it, though. Be disciplined in everything you do. You won't regret it, man. I'm telling you, listen to everybody around you, bro. It's fun. You get to travel. Um, what do you want in fighting too? You want to travel the world, make money. That's cool, but you have to have that discipline, bro. And ain't nothing wrong with it. Ain't nothing wrong with having a good time too, but you don't want to overdo yourself, overseed your body, your limits to the point where you're gassed out or you're exhausted and you can't train properly or you're not in a proper mind state. Some guys are built different. Even some women in that sport is built different, bro. But I will say this: it takes a certain breed to do that sport. Um, but yeah, man, it's fun, bro. And I can't wait to get back into it. But my thing is, like I said, discipline, bro. Mine started from wrestling and boxing, bro. Oh my god, bro, I can't tell you. But I don't know which is harder, bro. I don't know, maybe boxing a little bit, because you gotta wear all those gear. You gotta wear the headgear, the gloves, and the waist going the waist growing armor thing, and you feel all that weight on you, and then you're like 2-3 rounds. Man, bro, if you're let me tell you, bro. There's some days where you can go a lot of, you damn near go 100 rounds, but there's some days where like if you're not as dedicated to it, but you're doing it, your legs will feel like bricks, and it just feel like solid bricks, bro. And I've trained with Mexican fighters, I've trained with black fighters, white fighters. Exhaustion and fatigue does not discriminate, bro. If you're not training hard, bro, and busting your ass in that gym, bro, and let you get whacked one time in the body, bro, you fall to the ground. Oh my god! No, let it be a dick ass sparring partner that hit you when you get on the ground too. Like, come on, man, come on. Like, no, don't hurt the fucking sparring partner. He's still trying to get back in shape. He's still trying to fight, bro. But it there's a lot of killers out there, bro. It's a dangerous sport. It's nothing bad blood, but it's one of those top 1% sports, the men's sports. Like, I'm dominant, type situation. Kind of, my skills is better, my art is better, but I'm still willing to acknowledge yours and learn from you. Kind of, sort of, but you know, um, boxing is extremely hard. Extremely hard, bro. I think wrestling is a little easier. It's just you have to have good cardio, good technique, agility, good sharpness, awareness. Not too fancy, but you can be fancy if you want to. Now, when it comes to wrestling and cardio, that's a whole different level, bro. That shit there can be deadly as fuck, bro. At times, it can be worse than boxing, bro. Shit, I'm telling you right now, bro. Anybody can tell you that. Any athlete that's in the sport of combat, bro. And speaking of combat, I was just watching a video last night. This Ukrainian soldier kind of got like unalived by this Russian soldier. And that's the art of combat and war. Unfortunately, I'm not big in politics, but that's just a small amount. I don't know if I'll show the video or not. I don't know, because I don't know. I might, but it was hand-to-hand combat. The Ukrainian soldier lift the gun up. I don't know, it was an M16 or whatever. He lifted the gun up and getting shot. They fell to the ground. I think one of them tried to pull a knife out, and it went straight from hand-to-hand combat from there. Like, this shit is really real, bro. No, you ain't just doing it for sport. If you're in a certain country, you're fighting for your country, they train you how to do these things. You see it, bro. This shit is actually real, bro. And especially with what's going on in the world, bro. Unfortunately, I mean, none of this has to do with what I'm talking about a little bit, but I watched that video last night and it was crazy, bro. I kind of like felt disconnected a little bit. I was like, damn, bro. Like, basically, Russians and Ukrainians are like brothers and sisters. It's weird to see them fighting over some tension and shit. It's weird. Your next door neighbors. You got Russia, you got Ukraine going to war with each other. And this is like how it is over here in America. But, there's people that actually get along with each other, even if they're from a different sector of the world or shit, 50 yards from each other. It's crazy, but it's war. Some of us train, prize fight, and done it our whole lives, and some of us actually go off to war and fight for our country and fight for our peoples and all that stuff. That's the other kind of like the other side of the world nobody wants to talk about. But that's a whole nother, that's a whole nother thing, bro. Like ideology and stuff like that. My only ideology is getting my shit together for you to get your shit together and make money, travel. For me, it's getting back into training and getting that discipline back, and whatever it is may be for you, you know. But yeah, you know, uh, kickboxing can be hard. It's pretty fun. Kickboxing pretty fun, bro. But it's harder when you're training against this person that's 6'8" and lanky as shit, and it's got kind of got good boxing skills too. But you watch a little Bruce Lee films or Mike Tyson or Floyd Mayweather or anybody show you how to under pivot, all type of stuff, and get through that. You know, get through that brick wall. Another thing I like about fighting, it teaches you to get through a brick wall, get through the hard stuff in life. You know. Um, yeah, you know, just yeah, stay disciplined, bro. Everything's a fight in life. Everything's a war. You know, may not be violently, but it can be understandably, whatever, you know, fancy word, whatever, you know. but but yeah, man, just stay grounded, stay humble, stack that bread, bro. Get your health right, get your discipline right, stay out the way. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, here soon I'll be leaving Illinois. You know, I'm not in Chicago, unfortunately, my hometown, but I'm close to it. But even then, you know, there's a war going on there, and there's too much going on there, and I still love it. I'm always willing to visit no matter what, you know. But at the same time, I want to kind of like move on and grow in other places, build in other places. Maybe in the future, I might move back to Chicago. I don't know yet, but man, it's like a war zone, you know. Russia and Balkan type stuff situation going on up there, and these guns and shit, and people going to war and shit, you know. Which is, yeah. But yeah, stay disciplined, stay grounded, you know. Keep it going, you know what I'm saying? Love you guys. Thank you for watching and tuning in.